1, 2, 3. Okay, type number 1 in our chat box if you can hear me. Okay, type number 2 in our chat box if you'll allow me to record this meeting. And if you think this meeting should not be recorded, you may leave this room now. Okay, so before we start our session for this afternoon, I would like to know your reaction or your feeling right. Will you please type your emoji feeling on our chat box? Okay, let me clarify some things about your emotion today. I just wanted to know, how is your situation or feeling right now? By means of typing your reaction on our chat box. Use the emoji that is appropriate for your feeling today. Okay, so some of you are happy, smiling, laughing, excited. Okay, so keep that excitement on your end and we will discuss our lesson for today's session after all preliminaries that we are going to. So to start with, let's praise our Lord.
Yes. It's time to formulate hypotheses for everything. Answer the questions intelligently for the problems that face we have today.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay, so good afternoon, Rizal.
Good afternoon po, sir.
Good afternoon po, sir.
To remind you, let's have our etiquette 101 for this session.
Stars are in light, do we love? We would know. When stars are in light, do we love?
I know that you are all excited with our discussion for this afternoon. Do you have any idea? Will somebody tell me what is our topic for today? Do you have any idea? Okay, no one for now. But before we proceed to our discussion, let's have first our attendance, which will be reported by the leaders assigned for each group. So let's start with the first group. Will somebody report the number of attendance for group 1?
Today we have action papers on Medina, Rerelos,
How about for group 2?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sad to tell you that we have 4 absent today. They are Epifanio, Castorio, Manuel, and Jamie.
Good day, everyone. I'm sad to tell you that one member of Group Twitter is not present for today, and she is Tibazat.
For group 4?
Good day, everyone. We are the group 4, and there is one absent for today, and she is Bravo.
Okay. And the last group?
I'm glad to tell you that all of us are present in group 5.
Good job for group 5. Let's give them a heart emoji in our chat box. Okay, since group 1 make their attendance perfect, we will give them a warrior point, which corresponds a 5.4. So as you go along with our session for today, you need to earn badges for the link for our attendance provided after the session. Not forget to click the link that I'll be provided for a moment. So before we proceed to our format, I just wanted to know if you were able to understand our path and we'll have an alert. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, you may open a new tab or a browser And then please type kahoot.it and then enter the email 802-649. I will also provide the link here in our Google Meet chat box so that you could easily enter our for a moment. I can see that some of you are able to enter the Kahoot rather. I've already posted the link in our chat box. Okay, while waiting for the others, I will also send the link our FB Messenger chat. So for the first question, who is the scientist that classified some elements into groups of three, which he called triads? This is a multiple choice type of test. Just need to click the correct answer. Okay, so all of you are done. Let's check who's leading the game. Okay, it's RB Grace, followed by Chelsea and Exxon. Let's move now to the next question. Dmitry Mendeleev is the father of modern periodic table. Is it true or false? Time's up. Okay, so most of you got the correct answer. Let's see who's leading the game. Okay, we have a new set of players, but on the top three, we have Akia, RB Grace, and Jack. Next, in 1930, through his work with Young, Henry Moseley determined the element's actual nuclear charge, known as the atomic number. Which among his choices? The answer. Time's up. Okay. Let's check. Okay, it's Jack Raven, followed by Chelsea and M. France. Next. Who is the only person to have an element named after him while still alive? Who is this person? Okay, we have 15 who got the answer correct. But who's leading is M. France, followed by Jack Raven and Edison. Let's now proceed to the next question. Okay, John Newland's law of octave succeeds beyond the element calcium. Is it true or false? So for the last question, who will be the top three among grade 8 results? Let's find out. Okay, time is up. Okay, congratulations, Chelsea, Edison, and our winner for this activity is Jack Haven. Congratulations, learners. You will receive an extra badge amounting of 10 points for top 3, 15 points for top, and then 20 points for congratulations. So let's now move next part our. So after doing that, we feel confused with regard to our. Are you all curious what we are? So let me ask you this question. What comes to your mind when you hear the word organization? Will somebody unmute their mic, say something about the word organization?
Heres.
Okay, Miss Eres.
The first thing that comes to my mind when I hear the word organization is connected to each other or
Correct. Are all connected to each other or in a circle. So that is part of the organization. There were people around. Any other opinion about our organization?
Castro Nuevo po, sir.
Hear your answer, Orozco.
Body of people with a particular purpose.
Okay, same thing on what Jerez said a while ago. But Chelsea pointed out that there is a specific point that they are talking about in a particular organization. Okay, last opinion. Last point that I want to hear about our organization. What's that? Sorry.
Balkin.
Okay, Balkin.
The word that comes to my mind when I hear the word organization is arrangement.
Okay, there is a certain thing that talks about organization. So thank you for your all answers. Most of your answers hit some of the points that we need to learn in the next topic that we learn. And that is the features of the periodic. In the features of periodic table, we're not talking about the group of people, but we are talking about it on how they are arranged, organized, placed on a specific box where they should be grouped and they are arranged according to category. We can tell here is metal, non-metal, or metal. We can tell this element solid, liquid, or gas. Some of the specific topics, data, information that a chemist, a science student should know. Some of the features of the periodic table are basically arranged according to their types. They were all arranged or placed in their correct order by means of pointing each atomic number in a decreasing order. Or sometimes there is a pattern. Are you all excited with our topic?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, let's unveil the things that we need to understand in this session. So for this session, our objectives are the following. Kindly read the first bullet.
Mansilia po.
Okay, what is
The first objective is to identify the different features of the periodic table.
okay? Continue reading.
Next is to locate the elements using the periods and groups. And lastly, appreciate the importance of an organized element.
Thank you for participating, Mansilia. So, doing these things, we can now move on to our first. So, using your periodic table pamphlet, I want you to locate the listed element here on your screen and put these elements in their correct category. You need to identify if elemental, a non-metal, addition element metal, a laminite, or so using your Google Jamboard, I want you to go to this link and rearrange or place the set of elements here and place it on the correct category. If you are using a phone or a tablet, you may use this part for you to write your answer. Use pen. Just click here, the pen highlighter, and use the white color. Alright? And if you are using a laptop, a MacBook, you may just point the pointer here on the element and move the cursor to what specific category this element should. Okay, you may start now. Okay, will somebody raise their hand for group 1? Okay, who's that? Any representative from group 1?
Heres boss.
Okay, Eres, call at 4 learners from your and then answer the first set of elements. And then rate it there, correct? Or how about, yes.
Ocean po.
Okay, Ocean, kindly assign 4 members from your group and answer this set of elements. For group 3,
Orozco.
okay, for Orozco, kindly assign also 4 members of your group to locate this set of elements. Third one. For group 4, who would like to answer? Any representative from 4?
Hilo po, sir.
Okay, Hilo. Okay, call at least 4 members from your group and for group 5.
Castro Nuevo po, sir.
Okay, Nuevo all also for learners group start answering our. Okay, do it now. So we'll have 3 elements left here. Okay, will somebody point out to their correct category? Okay, we only have 2 left here. And the last element is what? Okay, we only have 1 element here. Who would like to volunteer and place your correct category? To its correct category. Where is calcium? Metal, non-metal, transition element, lanthanide, or actinide. Okay, so let us check if your answers are correct. So we have here calcium. Okay. Next is boron. Is it a metal or a pi? Could be correct or what this is. Okay. And iron and magnesium. Where is iron? Okay, iron is a transition element. Next is lithium and sodium. Okay, good job for this group. Next, for non-metal, we have oxygen, carbon, chlorine, and neon. Good job for these set elements. For this group, we have vanadium, gold, and silver. Next is lanthanide. We have cerium, samarium, lanthanum, interview, and review. Okay, so you've got all the correct answers here. And for the last set of elements, we have California, Americium, Actinium, Uranium, and Laurentium. So everybody got the correct. Good job for all the. For that, you will receive an extra 5 points for answering our activity correctly. Good job. As you can see, group 5 is game program. Okay, so you can see here that group 5, it seems that most of you got the correct answers in our team. So I think we can now move on to our next activity wherein you need to identify the criteria of the elements placed for each element. But my question here is, what criteria did you use in placing those elements? Do you have any particular way on placing this set of elements according to their correct category? Did you
Heres po, sir.
okay,
Gundam.
answer this question first by hearing your answer, Eres?
We follow the color coding in our periodic table of elements companies.
Okay, any other answer? Gundan?
Just like Mark just seen, one of the possible ways to find their corresponding placement is by following the atomic number which can be found on the pamphlet of the periodic table.
Okay, so this set of criteria that you have mentioned were all located in their correct places. That's why you were able to answer our first activity correctly. But this set of category for our next activity is much complicated from the first activity that you have done. Now, in this activity, you need to label this blank periodic table using the set of words that you place here. These are the set of criteria or categories that you need to locate in their corresponding place. So the period, family, blocks, representative elements, the transition metal elements are needed to be placed in their correct order. But how are you going to do that? You need to color this blank periodic table using a photo editing app or using your gadget as well as their correct category in the corresponding places. You need to do the activity by placing the correct category using the set of colors written on your screen. You may use red for period, blue for family, yellow for blocks, green for representative elements, and pink for transition metals. Okay, I'll repeat. You may use any photo editing app, color this blank periodic table, label it the correct category, period, family, blocks, representative elements, and transition metals. Are you all ready?
Yes po, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so for group 1, 2, group 3, and group 4, last but not the least, group 5, please download the provided blank periodic table in our Google Classroom. Okay, were you able to access that? Do you have your blank periodic table? I've already posted it. Okay, do you have your periodic table now?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, use that as a
Yes, po.
reference to answer the blank periodic table. Okay, this is a group effort. Please contact your members now and we will start our You still have 7 minutes to finish your task. Okay, contact your group mates so they could participate. Okay, and if you're done, you need to submit your work here. I'll be sending the link of Padlet and upload your outputs here. Okay, last 30 seconds. Okay, I think everyone is already done with their work. This is our rubric for participation. To be an active learner, to be a super science kiddo, you need to demonstrate the following. Okay, so as you can see, the badges here are in different corresponding points, or placed in their corresponding points. And these are the things that you need to consider for you to get that specific points for your group. Let's hear it from group 1. Kindly read this part for 5 points. Okay, will somebody read this for group 1?
Head exposure. For 5 points, demonstrate a poor understanding of the lesson, doesn't respond to any questions.
Okay. How about for 10 points for group 2? Will somebody read this?
Option 2. For 10 points, demonstrate some understanding of the lesson, answer some question.
Okay, for group 3, kindly read.
Participates in discussion, all calm, virtual, pay attention to what is being said. Demonstrates knowledge of the topic, and several questions are answered.
Okay, and for last but not the least, the highest point among all the points for group 4, kindly read.
Participates in discussion, on calm or virtual. Pay close attention to what's being said, shows understanding of the topic. Many questions are answered, evidence is given to back up answers, and responses are related to other learners' comments.
Thank you. You will be guided by these questions in order for you to report your work. We have here a set of questions that you need to discuss in your group participation. So the first question is, what are the different features of a periodic table? You need to describe the arrangement of the elements of the periodic table. Okay, we can now proceed to the presentation of your work. Let's start with Team Instagram. Okay, who will be the one to report this part?
Me po, sir.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Good day, everyone. For this afternoon, I will be explaining the periodic table and its basic features. Let's start with the period. A period in the periodic table is a row of chemical elements. All elements in a row have the same number of electron shells. Each next element in a period has one more proton and is less metallic than its predecessor. Next is the family or the group. A group is a column of elements in the periodic table of the chemical element. There are 18 numbered groups in the periodic table. The F block columns are not numbered. Then we have the block. A block of the periodic table of elements is a set of adjacent groups. Their respective height energy electrons in each element in a block belong to the same atomic orbital pair, type, their pair, or types. S block, D, blocks, F block, and P blocks. And the main group of elements are the representative element. The main group is the group of elements whose lightest numbers are represented by helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine as arranged in the periodic table of elements. The main group includes the elements in groups 1 and 2 and groups 13 to 18. And lastly, the transition metals. In chemistry, the transition metal has three possible definitions. The IUPAC definition defines transition metal as an element whose atom has a partially filled d subshell, or which can give rise to cations with an incomplete d subshell. That is all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for participating in presenting Mansilia. I would like to comment on the pronunciation. It should be cation, it's not vision. Okay, take note of that. And by the way, your outputs are commendable because we're able to put all the names of the group here as well as the period here. And you were able to answer your activity correctly. So good job for group 5. So with that, let's give a group 5 an epic points, which correspond 25 points of your group activity. Okay, let's have the second group. Group 4, the team Snapchat. Okay, who will be the one to
Sir,
report?
correct. Ocean po. Correction lang po, sir. Group 2 po ang Team Snapchat.
Okay, sorry for that. Who will be the one to report
Good
for
afternoon.
this one?
Ocean po.
Okay, Ocean.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am the reporter of Team Snapchat. The 7 horizontal rows are called periods, while the 18 vertical columns are called families or groups. Let's move on to the blocks. Groups 1 and 2 belong to the S block of the periodic table as well as helium. The P block elements include the last 6 element groups of the periodic table excluding helium. The T block is in groups 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, while the P block elements are in the two bottom two rows in the periodic table. The elements of the S and P block are called representative elements, while the elements of D and F block are called transition metals. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Okay, good job for group 2, the team Snapchat. So with that, we are all got the correct color and placed it in the correct blank periodic table. They were able to write the blocks correctly. Good job. So with that, give group 2, right, Snapchat,
Yes po, sir.
an epic point, which is 25 points. Next, okay, since I've noticed that group 5 or team Instagram got the correct answer, I would like to correct my score here. So instead of 25, we will give them a midi point, which corresponds 30 points of their participation. Okay? Since I've noticed that they were able to put the correct and complete names of people. So for the next group, let's hear it from Team Facebook.
Good day, everyone. We are Group 4 Phase 2, and this is our group work for today. The period is represented by the red color, and there are 7 periods in the periodic table. The blue color represents the halogens, alkali metals, and noble gas families. There are 4 types of blocks: P block, S block, and F, and they are represented by the color yellow. Green is the color of the representative elements, and pink is the color of the transition metals. Thank you.
Okay, good job for group 4. Team Facebook. With that, they will also get an epic point, which is 25 points pair participation. Good job, Group 4. At Group Facebook, right? Next is Team Twitter.
Good day to everyone, Mr. John, Amugis, and classmates. My name is Chelsea Orozco from Group 3 Twitter, and I will be your reporter for today. What are the different features of a periodic table? In the current periodic table, there are 18 vertical columns known as groups that are ordered from left to right and 7 horizontal rows known as periods represented by the color red. Next question. Describe the arrangement of the elements in the periodic table. The chemical elements, which are colored in yellow, are ordered from left to right and top to bottom by increasing atomic number, or the number of protons in an atom's nucleus, which typically corresponds to increasing atomic mass. Added elements are highlighted in color green. Chemical families boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, halogen, noble gas are represented with the color blue, while the transition metal family is highlighted in pink. That is all. Thank you for listening.
Okay, good job. So let's give the Team Twitter the same points, an epic point, which corresponds to 25 points of pair participation. Okay? And last but not the least, let's hear it from the Group 1, the Team TikTok.
They are? In order to simplify periods, they are present in the periodic table of elements. Period 1 contains elements 1 to 2. Period 2 contains elements 3 to 10. Period 3 contains 11 to 18. Period 4 contains 19 to 26. Period 5 contains 37 to 54. Period 6 contains 55 to 56 and 21 to 86. And period 7 contains 88, 87 to 88, and 103 to 118, coming to a total of 7 periods.
Okay, it seems that your work here is unfinished. Can you explain why you were able to submit an output like this?
My apologies, we misunderstood the instructions and thought we were to tackle period early.
But next time you need to ask questions to understand.
Yes, sir, I sincerely apologize.
But let me give you a commendation for this because you were able to discuss your output correctly. But when since it is complete, still you will get a corresponding points for this one by participating. Okay, you will get. Okay, your group rather will get 10 points, which is an E. Okay, so you can see here that group 5 is still leading, but group 1 needs to give an extra effort to lead our participation. Okay? And based from your answers earlier, most of you got the correct answer. And as I can see on your outputs, you were able to participate, discuss, and see the correct category of each colors, such as the period, transition metals, the representative elements, the blacks, and the family with their correct order.
Okay, having said that, all of your answers are correct. We're able to see minus definition of person. Most of you were good in their presentation. So good job.
If you want to see a heart react in our chat box for a good job and a good presentation earlier. Okay, so this is for all the learners who are present today. So we're able to do our activities. Good job. Okay, the setup scores were given. So you can see view that group 5 here in our presentation. So having said that, the features of the periodic table talks about the things that you need to know in understanding all the correct places of elements. the modern periodic table that we are using right now is very different from the old periodic table that the scientists use. Remember, in our discussion, our history of periodic table, the set of elements placed to their correct order is not the same that we are using right now. This set of elements are organized now in such a way that the information about the elements and their compounds are easily revealed. You can tell whether their atomic number is increasing or decreasing, as well as the atomic weight. You can see a pattern from their trends, if it is increasing or decreasing. You can see if there is a period, if there is a group of elements located to another group of elements. Okay? And these things are very important in the pictures of periodic table. This will help us in understanding that organization, being organized, being good in all the aspects of being modest, as well as the organization of the set of elements is very important. Just like what you have said a while ago in your activity, you can see that the groups of and families here are very important in a particular element. We can tell that this group of elements have the same number of electrons or not. And the electrons are being distributed in the energy level according to their group of elements where they are located. For example, in this part, you can see on this red part, and on the other part, there is also another category. But there are things that we need to understand that not all of the elements here are placed in a specific correct order. There is a certain element that we can say that is not belong to a particular group. For example, in this group of elements, the first element in the alkali metal is hydrogen. And by using the modern periodic table, we can say that hydrogen is not a metal. It is a gas. This is the only element that plays in the group 1 element that is not a metal. Okay, so if you're going to ask me why hydrogen is placed in this group, although it is not a metal, it's because its atomic number is 1. Its atomic weight is less than among the other elements. And the scientists were able to put it here because of that, and as well as the distribution of electrons will be built in the first energy level before moving to another level. So this set of categories should be followed before moving to another category. So how groups and periods will able to help us? For example, let's use the periodic table of elements pamphlet. So let me share to you our reference posted in our Google Classroom. Can you still follow, class?
Yes po, sir.
Opo. Okay, allow me to share to you my other screen. Okay, so let's have the period and group. So as you can see here, these numbers range from top to bottom as well as the set of elements will give you a hint that these elements are arranged in order. So as you can see, the energy level of the first element, hydrogen, of the last element of group, branch, will give us an increasing value of energy level. So let's start with the first energy level, it is 1. For the second, it is 2. For the third, it is 3. For the fourth, it is 4. For the fifth, there is 5th energy level. And for the sixth, there is 6th energy level. And for the seventh energy level, there is a 7th increasing energy level. So it is very obvious that the element from the first energy level from the top up to the last energy level from the bottom, the energy level is. Let's next notice the set of elements from left to right. So from hydrogen to helium, we can no longer determine if the element's energy level is increasing because they are all in the first energy level. But as you move to the next period, from the period 2, spark, from lithium up to neon, you can see that the element's energy level are all placed in the second energy level. So there is a pattern, right? So from the top portion of each group, we can say that the energy level is lesser compared to the next element followed it. And the element from the left going to the right makes an energy level the same value from the first element up to the last element. So as you can see, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon are all in the same energy level for the valence electron. Now, did you know that we can determine the elements name and symbol using a period in group? For example, I will give you the group number and also the period. You can locate a specific element using the group number and the period of a particular element. So after giving that, you can point out or browse it out using your eyes or using your hands to locate a specific element. But you need to be careful in determining the group number of a particular element because there is an old version usage of the group number. There is also a CAS version using this number. This new notation considered as the newly used number. We can call each group as group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, up to the last number which is 20. We all know that these are all categorized according to their group of elements by using the color coding placed here. Could be an alkali, alkaline earth metals, could be early or late transition metals. We can also say that these elements are basic or poor metals or metalloids. Could be a semi-metal or a non-metal category. That's why they are called metalloids. Or it is a non-metal at all. We can also say that the element is a halogen, a noble gas, or also known as the inert gas. Last take note of this. The last group here is the noble gas or inert gas, meaning they are all stable. When you're going to discuss it on your next grade level, you will understand why this set of elements are not paired to other elements because they are all stable. We're going to compare it in our real life situation, in your lab life. Okay, this set of elements can stand alone. They are considered as a single element, while the others look for a partner for them to become stable. They need to be married to another element. In that lesson, we call it as chemical bonding. For example, a sodium element needs to be paired with a chlorine element. They need to be attached to each other to make the element stable. So that is chemical bonding. But this set of elements, from the word inert, they can stand alone. These are the noble gases. Okay? Okay, let's go back to our discussion. By pointing this out, we can tell that the element is placed in that position. So using the new notation, 1, 2, 3, or the CAS version, stands for the chemical abstract series. Sometimes, the old version known as the IUPAC version. This set of periodic table of elements complex followed this group of chemist association. Could be an IUPAC, IUPAC, or the CAS version. Take note of that, but they are all the same. It may be written as a new notation, 1 into Arabic, while the second one is written into a Roman numeral followed by a letter A. You'll notice this part is group renamed as group 1A. This one is 2A, followed by this is 3B. Up to this part, we also call this B. Then moving here, onto our group, we can tell that this group are placed here and also using a Roman numeral followed by letter A. Okay? Can you see it? This one is using 0 instead of Roman. Okay? Let's have an example. What is the element located in period 1, group 3B? Meron bang ganon? Wala. Because the element period 1 here is from left to right. Okay? And there were no elements placed in this particular area. But if I'm going to tell you that there is an element under period 4 in group 1, that is the potassium. So how are we going to use that? Place your hands and eyes pointing to the group number of a particular element and locate its period. So from top to bottom, left to right. Using your hand, locate the atomic number and the group number of the element. Then, after noticing its group number, locate its period. So from top element hydrogen, we will move to the element under period 4, and that is potassium. So letter K is the answer. Did you get it?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, let's have another example.
Yes po.
Okay, an element located under group 5, period 5. So what is that number? We will use this part, group 5, and then period 5. So let's count from the first group, first period 1, 3, 4, 5. So the elements located under period 5 are the set of elements. And the group that we are looking for is the group 5 elements. So this one and this one, the answer will be N3 or niobium. This is the 41st element among the 100 elements. So niobium. This one, another. Okay, can you follow?
Yes po.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, did you understand or do you want me to give another example? Okay, kindly type in our chat box a sad face if you need another example. Okay, I wanted to see a sad face if you still need another example. Okay, I will repeat. I will give you another example. We will use the new notation number placed on the top portion of each group. Remember, group is placed as top to bottom or the horizontal rows. The vertical lines or period rather, or vertical elements are from left to right. So this part, we will use new notation or the CAS version, which is written in an atomic number. 1 followed by A or B. By using that, we can determine a particular element by placing the number here and the period here. Let's use atomic number of the element to determine what kind of element is that. And let's use the Roman numeral or the Hindu-Arabic if it is the new notation as well as the CAS version followed by a period. Since we all know that the group are placed of elements from top to bottom and the period or the set of elements from left to right, we will use this knowledge to locate the set of elements. So how are we going to do that? For example, group 14. Group 14, period 6. So what is the period of that elements? So we can say that we have cesium, barium, we have hafnium, thallium, tungsten, we have rhenium, osmium, indium, and so on and so forth. And this one is the 14th group. So placing it up to the 6th period, the answer is what? Lead. Okay, PB. So this is the 14th group and this is the period 6th or the 6th period. So 14th group and then 6th period, the answer will be the element located under the 82nd element, which is PB or lead. Did you understand?
Yes.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. This session is recorded. Rewatch our recorded video for you to fully understand this part. Okay? Can you still follow?
Yes, po, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay. Having said that, the set of group and period are all related to each other. So the one that we are discussing a while ago is the set of elements being grouped into blocks or series in the period. In your previous grade levels, you will learn how elements will group into blocks. In the group 3 to the group 12 constitutes one block wherein elements in this block are referred as the transition elements. Some are known as the lanthanides and others are actinides. These are special series of elements that are also part of the transition block. They are also called the inner transition. Since you know how to locate the specific element using the group number in the period, we can tell that this set of elements are related since the group are located from top to bottom, from left to right, metals, alkali or alkaline place where there is inner transition, the lanthanide, as well as the other part of the group A, the ACAS version or the IU factor. Elements from the solar columns, groups 1, 2, and 13 through 18 are called the representative elements. So the main groups of the periodic to be the S block or the now, how does the arrangement of elements in the periodic table help us in understanding the properties of it? Yes, please. Unmute your mic.
Po, sir.
Good done.
A periodic table's layout allows us to see specific patterns among the
Right.
elements.
Because of this pattern, we were able to determine how these elements located, or location rather, related to the other elements. We cannot disarrange it by means of disarranging it because there were certain patterns, there were certain data that the scientists already studied about this set of elements. That's why they are placed in that way. Good done sa answer this one. You have any idea? Other ideas?
Gulay po.
Yes, sir. Ano po, sir?
Okay, do like.
All elements within a certain group share similar properties. The vertical columns or groups of the periodic table are arranged such that its elements have the same number of valence electrons. The arrangement of the periodic table leads us to visualize certain trends among the atoms.
Correct also. Because of this, we were able to determine it correctly. Am I right?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, and this arrangement allows us to study systematically the way properties vary with the element. We can tell that it's a metal, a non-metal, or a metalloid. We can tell the similarities and differences among the elements are easier for us to understand and remember. So, being a chemist student, a scientist, and a people or a group of people studying science, periodic table of elements complex arrangement is very important. This is a chemist handy-dandy notebook, a pamphlet of all the features of periodic table located in just one single page will help us understand how these elements are related to another. So one of the writer of the book Organize Your Life and More says that organization isn't about perfection. It's about efficiency, reducing stress and clutter. It could save time and money and improves your overall quality of life. This quotation hit me most because sometimes I do some errands that hinders my efficiency. Instead of reducing my stress, it makes my work more stressful because being disorganized consumes time, effort, and money as well. I see to it that most of the time I find time to make my chores or tasks organized. I see to it that I put some notes on my whiteboard or use sticky note on my gadget so that I could remember things, details on my calendar so that I could not. So, do you agree with Christina Scalise about the reflection organization's quotation?
Yes po, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
will
please.
somebody report or tell something into the class
Yes.
how these quotations relate to your real life situation? I wanted to hear
I think
an answer
from my point of view, organization doesn't regard perfection. It's more on arrangement. Just like in reality, if you have an organized life, doesn't mean you have a perfect one. It's not flawless, but it brings convenience.
exactly. It is not flawless. How about the others? I wanted to hear
Yes.
Perez.
For my own understanding about Christina's quote is that if organization isn't about perfection, then we must acknowledge imperfection because for me, the more I feel imperfect, the more I feel alive, and also because it's about the growth of each individual.
Alright, that's also correct. And always remember, class, and we need to bear in our mind that being imperfect is not always in the mind of being perfectionist. But this will help us to improve our imperfection and serve as our new learn. It shouldn't be wrongdoing and note or put it as a wrongdoing or mark this as a low mark on your end, but it should be a motivation or serve as a motivation to make your life easier, to reduce the stress, to make your life organized, to make everything efficient, to save time and effort as well. Because being an organized person will make your life quality. Alright? Thank you for your for sharing your experience on our reflection. With that, I wanted to hear a summary of what you have learned from our topic, guided by
Mr. Nuevo po, sir.
Mr. Nuevo.
What are the different features of the periodic table? Modern periodic table characteristics in the modern periodic table characteristics. In the modern periodic table, there are 18 vertical columns known as groups that are arranged from left to right and 7 horizontal rows recognized as periods. These groups elements combine to form salts. They are noble gases that are inert under normal conditions. What are the bases in grouping elements? The vertical columns on the periodic table are called groups. Group or families because of their similar chemical behavior. All the members of a family of elements have the same number of valence electrons and similar chemical properties. The horizontal rows on the periodic table are called periods. Yun lang po, sir.
Thank you for summing all the lessons that we have learned from this session. Take note of the word valence. It should be pronounced as valence, not valence. Okay, good job, Jaden. Okay, class. Do you have any questions with regards to our topic?
Not so far.
Okay, you may ask me 2 questions. Or let's have our quiz. So kindly click the link in our chat box and answer our short quiz for this. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to answer the set of questions posted here in our Google form. Okay, I'll be providing a link and type it in our chats. Kindly click the link to answer the short. Okay, so while we are waiting for the others to answer, you can see that
There is even
link here
which will
will
help
help
you
you
answer
this
these 5
5
set
set
of
of
questions here. You just need to locate the correct position of the element as
as
in its fate. So we have period 2,
2, group 18, group 2, period 3, group 5. And group 5 to period 71. You just need to click the correct. Okay, so as I can see here, most of you were able to answer our short. Like 50% here are boys and 50% are girls. Okay, most of you were able to answer the third number and okay, so let's check. Okay, time is up. Wow, good job. As I can see here on my end, you see their scores. Okay, the results is very flattering. I can see that most of you got the perfect score. Alright, congratulations. Good job for this section for today. You were able to present it, answer it, and to finish our short quiz with time. Good job for all of you. Because of that, since most of you got the correct answer, I will give another 10 points for each group. Let's have another 10 points for each group. Okay, so who is leading? Points for group 5. So our winner for this session is group 5. Congratulations, group 5. Okay, let's give a group 5 a smile emoji in our chat box. Okay, let's congratulate group 5 performance this session. I wanted to see a smiley emoji in our chat box. This is for group 5. Okay? Who is the leader of this group?
Castro Nuevo po, sir.
Good job, leader. You were able to associate and make your group participant. Okay. Did you like our topic for this session? Are you sure?
Yes po, sir.
I wanted to see your faces if you are really satisfied. Okay? Can I see your face? Your beautiful and handsome face. Can you please open your camera? Okay, some of you were tired, but thank you for answering our short quiz with mine. Alright, for your extended assignment, you need to gather information about the elements found in our body. Okay, ask me 2 questions.
None so far po, sir.
And so forth po, sir.
Okay, will you please open your cameras? I just wanted to see you all. Okay. I wanted to see your smiling faces. You're still here and participating. Goodbye. And thank you, Rizal.
Bye po, sir.
Okay,
Thank you
stay
po.
safe and have a great day. Bye.
Bye po.
Thank you po, sir.